Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon on YouTube, and then I post it up to Facebook. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. If you feel you need a therapist, please go to Google, type in therapy, your city, psychology today will pop up, and it will have qualified therapists in your area. Also, the views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other goddamn therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka, done. Okay, so most therapists are moving to video conferencing, which is a smart move. So I am doing doxy.me. So if you are one of my clients, that is what we are moving to. I will send out emails with the invite, etc., 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 or I'm doing phone sessions, one of the two. And that is what everybody should be moving to at this point. Please stop hoarding. I'm just going to say that again. Please stop hoarding. Please stop. You can't eat toilet paper, people. Don't get me started. Check in on your elderly neighbors. Check in on the kids in the neighborhood. If you hear anything that sounds like domestic violence, call the police. Call the police. There are a lot more DV cases going on because of this shutdown. So, okay, I wanted to clear out a lot of the questions and a lot of the topics that I got for, can you please do a show on this? Can you please do a show on that? Because I'm getting a ton of them, so I want to clear through some of the questions that are going on here. Okay, why? Okay, hold on. Okay, why do narcissists bring up particularly painful topics, such as a pet dying or something bad that happened in the past? Why do they keep bringing it up over and over and over again? Well, narcissists love to make people vulnerable. So they will bring up particularly painful events in order to make you vulnerable because it catches you off guard, So if a narcissist brings up the death of an animal, especially one that they might have caused, because remember, narcissists don't like pets and they don't really like animals. They say they do. They'll say things like, I love my dog more than you or the entire family or anything else like that, but yet they don't really take care of the dogs or the cats or the rabbits or whatever it is. Oftentimes, if they're really abusive, if they're a complete dark triad, they will kill animals because they're jealous of them and they don't like the attention that the animal is getting. So they will bring up painful things like the death of a pet or something particularly embarrassing or painful to the target of abuse because they're trying to keep the target of abuse off balance. They're trying to make them vulnerable and keep them feeling either shamed or sad or angry or hurt or whatever. Because remember, narcissists are abusive pieces of shit. And your tears are delicious to them. Like delicious. Like a normal person, when somebody cries, we're like, oh God, honey, it's okay, breathe. You're going to be all right. It's okay. With a narcissist, they get that smirk. They get that like recognition smirk on their face. And they're like, oh yeah, I remember the time when Fluffy died? And they like it because they're sick motherfuckers. That's what they are. So that's why they bring up uncomfortable topics. That's why they re-bring up the death of a pet or something that is really painful. Okay. I hope that answered that question. Also, another question was why or how, because somebody was saying, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the idea that the narcissist wants us to be them. So what that is that narcissists need constant validation that their worldview is correct, okay? And so if they are liars, if they are cheats, if they are, dishonorable pieces of shit, which they are, they will start saying things like, everybody lies. Everybody lies. Everybody lies. You need to lie too because I lie. So everybody lies. So they want us to be them. They want us to participate in the same behavior that they do so that they can justify their miserable existence and so that they can point the finger and go, see, you're just like I am. You're no better than I am. Well, I'm sorry, most of humanity is better than a fucking narcissist. So that's what they do, is they want their target of abuse to start behaving like them so that they can do the one-up. You're no better than me. You're just exactly like me, and therefore you're no better than me, and you see, you lie too. Because they're liars. They wouldn't know the truth if it walked up and fucked them, which I'm pretty sure it has. So Anyway, there is that. So when I say that the narcissist wants us to become that, and here's the funny thing, when we don't, when we stick to our guns, when we do have honor, when we do have integrity, when we do not lie, then they start the smear campaign. Then they start the discard, because how dare you not be them? And then they want us dead. They want us dead. They do. Anybody who is not them, they want dead, because we reflect back that they're a miserable piece of shit, and they can see it and they don't like it, and they want us dead. So when we don't lie, when we don't cheat, when we have honor, when we are full of integrity, that's when they want us dead. So they either want us to be just exactly like them, or they want us dead. Either psychologically or physically, like I said. So psychologically, the devalue and the discard, they start lying to us. Well, you're a terrible person. You're horrible. You're this, you're that. You're incompetent. You're blah, 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 blah. Whatever their bullshit is, whatever they are, they start accusing us of. And if we do not have a good, strong base of self-esteem, we fall for it. And then we start dying psychologically. We do. And if they can't kill us psychologically, if they know we have some sort of physical issue, say, for example, diabetes, they'll start shoving alcohol and sweets and candies and high carbs and et cetera, onto the person that they want to kill, because that's another way to kill them. Okay? So there is that. I hope that answered that question. Okay, sorry. Okay, that answered that. All right. Let me get out of here and go to the next set of questions, because there's going to be a ton of them. Okay, let's see. I'm out of here. I'm over here. Okay, fantastic. Okay, I answered that question. Okay, excellent. All right, let's move to the next one. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to plow through all of the stuff. Okay, got that. That's good. Answered that one. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, what to do when somebody pulls the suicide Hoover? Okay, so with this whole crisis, okay, the narcissists are going to be, the abusers are going to be doing the crisis Hoover, okay? And if that doesn't work, they're going to pull the whole I'm dying Hoover, or I'm going to kill myself Hoover. It's a Hoover. So what you do is you call the National Suicide Hotline. Let me just look that up while I'm over here. National Suicide Hotline. There it is. Fabulous. 1-800-273-8255. That is the national, you give them that number, and then you call crisis, or you call 911, and you do a welfare check. You say, please do a welfare check. Here's the address. Here's their phone number. Please do a welfare check on them. So I know some people are like, oh, you can't do that because then they'll never say anything again. Okay, well, if they don't ask for help, that's on them. And here's the other thing. As a mandated reporter, which I am, if somebody says they're going to kill themselves and they're my client, that's not just, Joe Blow out there who says, hey, I'm going to kill myself, thinking, haha, you're going to get in trouble because, now you can't get a hold of me, blah, blah, blah. No, it doesn't work that way. I have to know information about you. And if I don't know the information, I can't help you. And if somebody does that, yeah, I'm going to be calling 911. You bet your sweet ass I will. So, what you do is you call 911 and you ask for a welfare check. You say, this person is being suicidal. This is what they're doing. You call the crisis line in your state. So in Maricopa County, which is where I live, hold on just a second. Maricopa Crisis Hotline. Whoop, back, where'd it go? There it is. All right. Maricopa Crisis. Hang on. Where is the number? Thank you. This is annoying. Okay. 1-800-631-1314. So 1-800-631-1314. That is the Maricopa Crisis Line. And you can look this up on Google. That's all you got to do is you got to just Google Crisis Hotline, your county, and it'll pop up. So yeah, narcissists are getting desperate for attention. Everybody's quarantined. There's no supply, and if their supply at home is not working out too good, yeah, they're going to start, doing the whole, I'm dying. I've got the COVID. You need to come take care of me. You know what? Well, family is important. We need to get back together because what if this is it? Okay, well, I'm sorry. If family is important and you needed people to be around you, you probably shouldn't have been an abusive piece of shit. Pretty simple. So yeah, any relationship that has fear, obligation, or guilt is not a healthy relationship. And they're going to be pulling the fear, the obligation, and the guilt. So if you're feeling fearful, obligated, or guilty about not contacting your abuser, guess what? That is your clue not to contact your abuser. Okay? So you guys have got to stay strong in that because they are going to be pulling the I'm dying Hoover, or they're going to be pulling the now is the time for us to reunite as a family. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you wanted to be a decent person, your time to do that was probably 20 or 30 years ago. Oy, don't get me started. Okay. All right. So there is that. Will the abuser be cruel and nasty if you do contact crisis? Yes. They will be pissed off that you called their game. Absolutely. Why? Because if they persist in that ideation to a crisis team, the crisis team is going to involuntarily commit them. Now, in Arizona, you can be involuntarily committed, I think, for up to 24 hours, to the most of 72 hours. So it's usually a 24-hour commit. It's not pretty. You don't want to be in county. It's not a pretty hospital, and especially now with the whole COVID thing going on, you don't want to be in a place where people are locked down together. You don't. So will they be pissed off? Will they be snarky? Will they be nasty? Will they be like, how dare you? Oh, yeah, absolutely. And too bad. Don't fucking cry wolf. You know, just don't fucking cry wolf. That's bullshit. So there that is. All right, let me get to the next question. Let me get out of here, move that one to done. Okay. Could you cover surrogate spouses in a future video? I have dated men and married one man who put mommy first above everything. Recently, 2 other women I know spoke to me about having the same problem. We couldn't understand what was happening in our relationships. Okay, this does not just happen to men becoming surrogate spouses to their parents. This happens to women as well. So it is physical incest, it's emotional incest. It can be both. It can be either or. What happens is that the narcissist, you know, loses a spouse or the spouse is gone, and suddenly the child becomes the surrogate spouse. So in fucked up, dysfunctional families, okay, you've got roles for everybody. So second mom, second dad, second husband, second wife. That's usually where there's emotional and or physical incest going on. In those relationships, it's where the parent makes the child feel obligated. Again, fear, obligation, and guilt to take over the role of spouse. In other words, they want them to, you know, become the missing spouse, become the husband, become the wife, either emotionally or physically or both. So that is an enmeshment. That is when the child of the narcissist is just completely enmeshed with the abuser and unable to extract themselves. So that is what that is. It is necessary for the target of abuse to get into a good trauma therapist and start unenmeshing themselves. And if they cannot, if they will not, if they refuse, if they're too guilt-laden to leave mommy or daddy who are abusive, then you have no hope. They've got to be willing to get out of that relationship, if that makes any sort of sense. Okay, I hope that answered that question. So what is happening is enmeshment. They've been so traumatized, they have been so trauma bonded by this abuser that they feel it is their duty to become the second spouse, and that is not healthy. Okay, I did attachment disorders last week. Yes, it does make things a lot harder. If you have an attachment disorder, it's really important to get into, again, a good trauma therapist and start working on the attachment issues. Okay, move to done. All right, that's good, done. Okay. Wait a minute, hold on. This is a really long one. I'm trying to find the question. Okay, I can't stop overthinking. I ruminate. How do I stop ruminating? It's gotten to the point where I feel like I can't let the thoughts go. I tell myself to meditate and just be present, but the pull to keep thinking is so strong. Okay, so especially in this time of quarantine, it is really important to get a grasp of your thoughts. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Why are you thinking it? Why are you feeling it? So some good workbooks for that, and I do believe that Amazon is still shipping books, as far as I know, is the DBT workbook. That's a great one. You also want to start working CPTSD from Surviving to Thriving by Pete Walker. You also want to start working on Self-Esteem by Glenn Schiraldi, the self-esteem workbook, or you want to get You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. So overthinking. So when we are stressed out, so when we have been abused, we had very little control over the abuse. We had very little control over what was going on and who was doing what, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When we are in a situation where there is an abuser, which is the COVID, let's think of it that way. So the COVID's the abuser, right? It's doing the same thing. It's isolating us. I know. Never thought of it that way, did you? So it's isolating us, and it's abusing us with fear, with guilt, with all of this stuff of, oh my God, we're going to die. Holy shit, right? So it's a similar, not exactly the same, but it's a similar situation to having been in an abusive relationship. So we're being isolated, we're being terrorized, we're being scared, we're being, we're hearing all of these rumors and we're hearing all of this stuff. Clue number one, stop watching the news. If you're going to get your news source, get it from the BBC or NPR. Don't go to the ones that are like, oh, the sky is falling. No, you don't need that. Nobody got time for that. So you want to go to a source that's not going to be panic mongering. Okay. BBC is really good for that. They also have a daily COVID blog podcast that lets you know what's going on. That's a really good one. So it is triggering a lot of this. Oh my God, 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 right? Because almost all of us who have been in an abusive relationship have got that voice that goes, oh, what if, 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 what if. So you got to tell this thing to fuck off. You've got to be really reining in this critic, this crazy thing that is not even yours. It belongs to your abuser. So when this thing does the what if, you've got to be like, you've got to recognize, you've got to be mindful. This is where DBT comes in. You've got to be mindful. This is where CBT comes in. So dialectic behavioral therapy or cognitive behavioral therapy. What is the mistaken thought? What is the mistaken belief that is just going over and over and over in your head? So when you find yourself ruminating, you must start doing thought stopping. Thought stopping. So when a thought pops up, that's uncomfortable, right? You have two options. You either do the thank you for your input, shut the fuck up. Why? Because I say so. Okay, what if I refuse to live in a future that has not fucking happened yet? Because I can't fucking do anything about it. So fuck off. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Okay, you could do that. Or the thought pops up and you acknowledge it. Yeah, this is scary. Yeah, this shit is going down. Yeah, and how much control do I have over it? Well, not a whole hell of a lot. I can do what I can do to stay safe. I can do what I can do to keep my community safe. And that's about it. So I validate you. I see you. And I'm not inviting you in for coffee. Bye-bye, because you're going to stay for dinner. No, thank you. See where I'm going with that? So you've got to do thought stopping. You are the only one that has control over your thoughts. So since you have control over the thoughts, you be the boss, because you are the boss. This is not your little inner child, okay, is the one that's doing the what if, what if, what if, what if, what if. Inner Child Workbook by Catherine Taylor. Excellent book. I really recommend it. So you've got to comfort yourself by going, okay, here's this thought. I validate it. I see it. And I'm not going to invite it in. Is it real? Well, yeah, this is scary times, right? What can I do about it? Not a whole hell of a lot. All right, I'm going to put a pin in it, and thank you very much. We'll deal with you later. And you do not allow it to run your life. Easier said than done. Yes, I can hear all of you going, oh, well, guess what? It gets easier with practice. And if you never practice, it'll never get easier. This is what I keep telling people. It's like there is a reason I tell you guys to start practicing. Is it going to be a one and done and oh my God, I'm great at this? No. It is going to be, thank you, John. It is going to be, he's being a smart aleck. It is going to be a continual practice. It's just like learning a musical instrument or flexing a new muscle. You got to start working with it. And is it going to be weak and sore at first? Fuck yeah. And is it going to get stronger over time? Fuck yeah. So you got to practice. You got to practice and it will get easier. So you got to do thought stopping and then self-soothing. It's like the Buddhist worry chart. Is there a problem? Oh, fuck yeah, there is. Can you do something about it? Well, not a whole lot, but here's what I can do. Okay? All right, cool. Then don't worry. It's going to play out the way it's going to play out. And there's, we take control over those things that we can, but the things that we cannot control, y'all just got to let go. The other thing you can do is you can write it down. Get it out of your head, get it onto paper. On one side of the paper, you put the worry, right? On the second part of the paper, you put the challenge to it. Okay, thought, can I do anything about this? No. So thank you, fuck off. Do you see where I'm going with that? Or can I do something about this? Yes. Okay, well, what can I do? Oh, I can do this, 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 and this. Okay, great, cool. Well, got it. Okay, that's all I can do. Cool. That's all we can do. So, Buddhist worry chart, is there a problem? Yes. Can you do something about it? Yes, then don't worry. Is there a problem? Yes. Can you do something about it? No. Well, then don't worry. It's not going to do any good. Worry is like a prayer for bad things to happen. Are bad things happening? Fuck yeah. Is there much we can do about it? Nope. Self-isolate, stay away from other people, protect the old, protect the young. That's all we can do. Anyway, there that is. All right, let me see. And then the question was, am I going to be going to the UK? I don't know. I'm going to see how things shake out. If by May 1st, things are still funky-dunky, which I suspect they're going to be because they did not flatten the curve in any way, shape, or form because the horse was already out of the barn and now they're trying to shut the barn door and it's just too late. So I may or may not be going. I don't know, but I will have a decision on that probably by May 1st. So I will let you guys know. And of course, if I have to, I will reschedule it for a time when it's not quite so, COVID-y, COVID-diddy, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, there that is. All right. I hope that answered that question. The other thing that you may want to consider is that if these techniques are not helping soothe you, like it is now, the anxiety is just crazy go nuts, you cannot self-soothe, writing it down doesn't help, none of this stuff helps, then it's time to get on an anti-anxiety med. But I got to warn you, anti-anxiety meds basically knock you out. It's calming the system down, but sometimes it calms the system down to the point where you're just like a zombie, and that's not cool. So that's what I'm saying. If you can do it organically, do it organically. If you can't, okay, now it's time to go talk to a doc. But try to do it by practicing daily, thought stopping, writing it down, journaling it, burning it, letting it go. And if that does not work, like if after a week or two you're still like, then it's time to go talk to a psychiatrist and say, okay, my anxiety is through the roof. Can you please put me on something? And when you do, get the lowest dosage possible. Don't allow them to over-medicate you. And I've seen some, I've seen some psychiatrists, which I'm not real happy about a lot of psychiatrists. I've seen some psychiatrists just, hand out prescriptions like freaking candy, okay? And they over-medicate. So first of all, do your research. Get onto Google, get onto Mayo Clinic, look up the different anti-anxiety meds, see which one you think would be good for you, and then talk to your doctor about it. Now realize the doctor hopefully will have enough knowledge about which one is going to be best for you and get the lowest dosage. Try the low dosage first, and then if you need to up it, you can up it. You don't want to go right out of the bat zombifying yourself, so you want to try low dosage first and then go up. And find a good psychiatrist. Find recommendations. You do not want one that people are like, oh my God, this person spent like 5 minutes with me and just threw out a prescription and didn't even talk about. No, you want to go over what are the side effects. What do I need to know? You need to read up on the side effects. So a lot of people take Seroquel for sleeping. Don't do it. Seroquel has got some serious side effects. It can cause tardive dyskinesia. Anyway, it causes grimacing. So that's why you see in some of the homeless population, they grimace or they have uncontrollable movements. It's from the Seroquel or other medications that cause, I can't remember the name of it. It's something dyskinesia. It's tardive dyskinesia. Look it up. Anyway, so it's you know, that. So you want to be careful. You want to read what the side effects are, and you want to get one that has the least amount of side effects. So there that is. Okay. Whew. Okay. All right. Okay, did one on attachment already. I did that last week. All right. And yes, that can be healed. So if you have attachment disorders, if you have an insecure attachment, yes, you got to work on self-esteem. You've got to work on boundaries. You've got to work on your self-worth. So You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero or The Self-Esteem Workbook by Glenn Schiraldi. Those are all really good workbooks. You work on the trauma bonding. You work on what happened in your childhood, what was going on. CPTSD, From Surviving to Thriving by Pete Walker. The Inner Child Workbook by, not Glenn Schiraldi, Catherine Taylor. Those are good ones to start working on your childhood issues, for sure. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. I got one more that was canned that I want to answer. Okay. I found that I am stuck in emotional detachment, especially with a romantic interest. I am currently doing research on how to be less afraid emotionally. I was wondering if you could provide some input in one of your upcoming videos. I am sure there are other fields who feel this way as well. Okay, you know what? I am going to do that one in next week's video on Sunday. So I want to talk about fear. I want to talk about anxiety. I want to talk about the fear of reconnecting. Once we've gotten out of an abusive relationship, many of us do have a lot of trust issues. So I want to cover that more on Sunday. So Sunday's topic is going to be the difference between detaching and emotionally unavailable. So there's a big difference. There is a huge difference. Just because you detach does not mean you're emotionally unavailable. So let's do that one on Sunday. I'm going to save that one for Sunday's video. I trust that all of you are well. Please continue to do the social distancing. Keep our seniors safe. It is unacceptable that anyone thinks it's okay to kill any portion of the population. So keep our seniors safe. Check in on the seniors. Make sure they're getting their groceries. Make sure they have enough of everything. Check in on the kids. If you hear anything that sounds like domestic violence, please call the police. If anyone threatens suicide, please call the police or the crisis line. Okay, I think that does it. Next week's video is going to be, this Sunday's video is going to be on the difference between detachment and emotionally unavailable. We're going to go over that, and we're going to go over trust, all of that sort of fun stuff. All right, you guys, be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Do practice self-care. Yoga videos are available online. John and I are doing yoga with Adrienne every night, and it's helping. It's helping with stress. It's helping with flexibility. It's amazing. I love her. She's got a dog. It's awesome. So that's a good one to do. There's also meditation videos online, so check those out. All right, kids, be good. Be good to each other. Be kind. Be kind. Be kind in this time of weirdness. And remember, when people are angry, it's because they're afraid. So if you see people, you know, it's because they're afraid. It's because they're afraid. So, all right. Doesn't excuse the behavior, though. Don't allow it. So there that is. All right. Be good. Don't hoard. And I will talk to you on Sunday. Have a good day, guys. Bye.